Hey homies, I've been watching for a little over 2 years now and love the videos as well as y'all's ability to be so transparent on subjects even if they don't pertain to you. I was wondering about your thoughts regarding the meta's role in new decks/packs or set releases in Yu-Gi-Oh! How do you think Konami could improve to get more duelists into the game at younger ages? And do you think that there's a way, if any, to get meta and casual players to agree on value and playability on cards with new releases and ban lists? Thanks again, guys. Love y'all videos. And please get Alec to read this question. I know he hates long ones. My God!
Well, it's worked out that way.
How did that happen? I chose the order.
Well, you can't win them all. This is a wonderful question. So I'm not entirely. So it's a broad question. There's a lot to say about it. I'll try to focus on just a couple of aspects of it, at least like little stray thoughts of mine. Alex is like fuming over here. I had to read this long question.
I feel bamboozled.
What do you think? Like, how? There's two major parts. How do you get more duelists into the game at younger ages? And how do you, if it's even possible, get like meta players and casual players to agree on value and playability as in regards to new sets and ban lists?
Both are quite difficult at the advanced age that Yu-Gi-Oh! Is in. I think as far as getting younger people into Yu-Gi-Oh!, we're going to need some type of a presence on the platforms that they consume.
Younger people.
If like kids are actually just brain dead on TikTok, Yu-Gi-Oh! Needs to be on TikTok.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting, but that's pretty much what I also concluded is that like it's two things. There is not an anime right now. I know this is like we're beating a dead horse here, but Yu-Gi-Oh! Needs an anime that helps in so many ways with like onboarding new interests, both for people our age and for young people too. Like there's got to be something that is like an anime, some other medium that is like
you have to have something new that's interesting, because you can't expect like 8-year-old Jimmy to go and watch Yu-Gi-Oh! DM because his great grandfather said he liked it.
Yeah.
Like
the best that you'll get in that department is like, I've seen some people like, who are in their 30s and they're like, yeah, like I'm making my kids watch like what I watched when I grew up. Like I'm like, you'll see these videos where people like showing their kids like DM and GX, and it's kind of cute and endearing, but it's also like, that's not really going to be the norm.
Though I do feel like in 30 years, we'll be getting retrospective some kids who are forced to watch their parents' favorite things and how that messed them up as children.
Yeah, dad's reheated leftovers mean that I have no sense of media literacy or identity for myself. Okay. Like the TikTok and like all that stuff. I feel so old saying the TikTok. But like
the TikTok?
Maybe there is an approach where you kind of like put Yu-Gi-Oh! Onto these platforms for people to just find in short snippets and bits. I have noticed a trend of a lot of old anime. Like Gundam's doing this and like all these old anime where they're just putting their whole library of anime on the YouTube now.
Yeah.
Where people can just kind of go and watch it. Now, that won't necessarily like end up in front of a kid necessarily all the time, but like
it's a start.
But I do think it's a start, and I think like maybe the next step is actually to, have it where like if you're scrolling on TikTok or Reels or YouTube Shorts, that just Yu-Gi-Oh! Episode 1, Part 1 of 20, because it's a 20-minute episode and they're just split into like little 60-second chunks, will just play, and then the algorithm just plays the next part and then play, and like I know it sounds crazy to us to like kind of ingest it in those terms, but like that could be, I guess, how Yu-Gi-Oh! Could be presented to a younger, lower attention span person.
Multiple of those kind of like long-form, short-form video platforms where they tell long-form stories, but through the medium of shorts.
Yeah.
They do exist. I have no idea how popular they are, but I imagine that kids today are probably more into that than to like logging into Crunchyroll.
Mm-hmm. There's also Fortnite.
Yeah,
Roblox.
Fortnite, Roblox. I'm assuming the kids still play those. What's my little brother play? Gorilla Tag. We gotta get Yu-Gi-Oh! And Gorilla Tag.
I don't know what that is.
I still don't know. He just kind of runs around with his VR helmet on and he hits things.
All right, how do we get the meta and the casuals to agree on value and playability of cards? The cynic in me says impossible. But what do we think?
So the way I look at this question, because it might not be how it's intended, I actually look at it as getting casual and competitive players to actually want to buy like sealed product.
Okay, yeah.
And I put that almost so like squarely on the back of Konami, because I've seen Bandai does it fairly easily with their card games. Their product is desired by everybody in their space because I think their products they found a way to cater to both like competitive types and collector types all in one product. Only recently with Overframes do I think Yu-Gi-Oh! Has really tried to cater to more like casual collector-y types.
Yeah, I think this is something that's going to be interesting to revisit after Chaos Origin. I think that right now my answer would be like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Hasn't done a great job of it in the last several years, and it's kind of suffered for it.
And like, we need better pull rates for good cards that people want to use.
But as it looks right now, I think that Chaos Origins seems to be attempting to address a lot of those things. Both Overframes, which are kind of more of a collector's thing, a little bit more casual focused, like if you're a casual collector, whatever. And also this archetypes built out of the box design that they seem to be pushing, where, you know, the things you can pull in this product are buildable out of the box, which is going to take doing the right rarity ratios, like you said. Like, and you need to be able to feasibly pull them out of like just a couple boxes, not like 20. And also like that they are kind of siloed, so you don't feel like you're missing out on too much.
Because I honestly do think they're competitive players historically, you know, buy singles, and they were correct to say so. But I do think there is a time element, because you can buy singles, but you might be waiting like 2 to 3 weeks to actually get all the cards you need for your new competitive deck. But if the pull rates in Chaos Origins are, you know, buttery smooth the way I'd like them to be, then your shop might have, let's say, 4 to 6 cases of Chaos Origins, and within those 4 to 6 cases, there are enough of the cards that people need to actually build their decks. They'll opt to just buy at their local shop because they'll get the cards in hand immediately.
Yeah, that's kind of how you flip the script on the whole like buy singles thing, is that you do have to make the products feel worthwhile to where it actually like overshadows the appeal of buying singles and waiting. Is that buying the pack feels so enticing and fun, and like in the immediacy of it, you know, kind of. So I think that I would like to revisit this after Chaos Origins. I think we'll see if that kind of that formula, maybe even Rarity Collection 5, because it's going to be introducing the Overframes, but you know, and see if these things play out the way that they seemingly are intended to play out.
There is one thing that could throw a wrench in all of it, because Konami can do this correctly and still get screwed. If the cards end up too desirable, and then the market prices on boxes go up to like an uncomfortable degree,
and
that could just throw a wrench in all of this.
We shall see.